Hello, my smart learner of Smart Tutor for You. I'm here for you. Let us proceed with our lesson. You remember that we are busy with monohybrid crosses and we were busy with the complete dominance. So now we'll be looking at the incomplete dominance. Let us proceed. Okay, so we have done the complete dominance. Now, what is an incomplete dominance? An incomplete dominance is a genetic cross between two phenotypically different parents produces offspring different from both parents but with an intermediate phenotype. If you look at an example here, the red flower is crossed with the white flowers and then you get a pink color, as you can see here in this garden. Okay, so in this garden you can see that there are white flowers, there are also red flowers, there are also pink flowers. So the red flowers are crossed with the white flowers, giving pink colors, an intermediate phenotype. So, example, if a red flowered plant is crossed with a white flowered plant and there is incomplete dominance, the offspring will have pink flowers, which is an intermediate color. Somehow, this is incomplete dominance. Neither allele is completely dominant over the other. So this garden is an example of that. These are snapdragons showing incomplete dominance. So we are busy with incomplete dominance in this lesson, and the guideline that we are looking is the format for representing a genetic cross. Listen, my grade 12 learner. In all the genetic crosses, we follow the same format. If you understand the format of solving genetic crosses, you will never have a problem. Whether you're solving blood groups, whether you're solving monohybrid crosses, whether you're solving sex-linked diseases, it does not matter. The format is always the same, as I've been showing you as well. Okay, so let us look into this example. A homozygous, okay, note that a homozygous snapdragon plant, just like the picture that I've been showing you, a homozygous snapdragon plant with red flowers was cross-pollinated with a homozygous again snapdragon plants with white flowers. Okay, the red was crossed with the white. All the plants that grew from the cross had pink flowers. Okay, this is exactly what we are talking about. Represent a genetic cross to show the possible genotype and the phenotype of the F1 generation. So, as I've told you that in your answer sheet, you need to count for yourself 7 lines and write numbers 1 up to 7. So you've done that. What's next? You write P1 and F1, and then on the first line you write phenotype, second line genotype, third line meiosis, fourth line gametes, fifth line fertilization, sixth line genotype, and 7th line phenotype. So my grade 12 learner, listen, if you do this, it is rare that you make a mistake, so make sure you do as I'm telling you. So on the phenotype, what would you write as well? Okay, let's just get done with this. On the phenotype, you write red is crossed with white because that's a phenotype of the flowers. Genotype, you write big letter R crossed with big letter W and big letter W. And then meiosis take place, and then there are your gametes. Fertilization take place, and you get your genotype as well as your phenotype. So this is the answer. If you want, you can also use the Punnett squared, in which you'll get the same, except that you can write the 4 next to big RW, and then you can write all pink. Even if you do like this, it's still okay. So then, as a marker, what would I do then after seeing your answer? I'll give you a mark for P1 and F1. That's a mark. I'll give you a mark for your phenotype. I'll give you a mark for your genotype. I'll give you a mark for meiosis and fertilization. I'll give you a mark for your gametes. I'll give you a mark for your genotype on F1 and a mark for your phenotype on F1. But then remember that the maximum mark here is 6. So then how many ticks do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can only give you 6. So you will get 100%. 6 over 6. How simple? I want you to do this one. You'll note that this one is taken from the November 2016 final exam, and it was paper 2 for the NCS exam. So this is what you're going to do for me. You have 2 rose plants, both with pink flowers. You cross them and find that while most of the offspring are pink, some are red and some are white. Use the genetic cross to show how breeding two pink flowers plants can result in pink, red and white flowering plants. Use the letter big R for the red allele and W for the white allele. Please do that for me.